When I go to the Indian restaurant, the first thing I look at is the samosa. It's my favorite appetizer, and I hope it's yours too. We're going to make some today. They're fairly easy. They take a little bit of time, but they're worth it. Now you can get a meat-filled or a vegetable, and today we're making vegetable samosas, and this has potatoes and chilies and a lot of great spices, and it starts with a great dough. And we're going to make that, and it starts with 1 cup of flour, and then we put about a teaspoon of salt, and then 2 tablespoons or so of oil, and just a hint of water. For those at home, that was probably 2 hints I poured in, but that's going to be okay. Then we just work this together. Now the dough should be flaky, but again, you want to keep it moist enough so it's all forms together and it's a happy samosa. Because you know what a happy samosa is? It's a happy samosa. It's pretty simple. It's not really a riddle, is it? If we get our ball together, we're just going to cover it up with a moist towel. I'm going to let it sit for about 20 minutes. Now we're letting the dough set, let's make our fillings. And the fillings start with potatoes. Now I boiled 4 medium potatoes. These are Yukon Gold potatoes. You can use whatever type of potato you want, probably. I wouldn't use sweet potatoes, but you know, that might be good. Sweet potatoes aren't really potatoes. Or are they? You look that up on that interweb. You let me know. And when you're on the interweb, go to cooklikeabastard.com and look at some of our stuff. My shirt, huh? Just saying. So I'm chopping these up. These are boiled potatoes. I'm going to cut these up kind of finely because you don't want your filling to be too big. I think that's a problem with samosas. Sometimes we try to make them too big and our filling becomes too big and it kind of becomes a mess. There you go. And they are ready to be put in their bowl. Now I've taken 1 onion and I've chopped that up pretty finely. And then we take a couple of chilies. These are Serrano chilies. You know, chili of your choice. I like Serranos because they're easy to find, if nothing else. You want these guys to be fine, though. Holy smokes. When I say fine, I don't mean fine like they're fine chilies. These are fine because you don't want to burn your mouth quite as much. Which makes that finer. Now, as you note, this is not fine. This is the coarse portion of the fine. So we're going to start going here. Now you got yourself some fine little chilies here. We're going to pop these in with the onions. Then we're going to take a couple cloves of garlic, smash them. Put those guys in there. And then we add some ginger. Now a great tip with ginger is that you can buy a lot of it at your Asian market and then cut in nice little chunks like this and just freeze it. Holds up really well. So put about 1 inch cube in here. Okay, after we've chopped everything up, we've heated up about 3 tablespoons or so of oil. And I'm going to put my mixture up here, putting mostly the ginger and the peppers on. We're going to put a few of the onions to start out. Then we're going to put the rest of the onions in there in about a minute. Okay, after about a minute, you put in the rest of your onions. We're going to lightly brown these. So after a little bit, the onions are going to get translucent. I'm going to put just a few coriander seeds in. And then add some cilantro, fresh cilantro, about a tablespoon maybe. I don't know how you measure a tablespoon of chopped cilantro, so you'll know the right amount. And then I'm going to put some curry powder in here. Half teaspoon, teaspoon. A little garam masala. Yeah, you don't need to be so specific with these spices. You're going to find the mixture that works well for you. All these things are about a teaspoon, a little less probably. Some turmeric. Then remember, you got the serrano pepper in here, so it's creating a little bit of heat. Then we add just a little bit of cayenne. Not much, just a pinch and a half. You know, never be too hot here when you're in the bastard kitchen, huh? Mix these guys together, and then I'm going to take a lemon, and I'm just going to take the juice of half a lemon and put it in here. And we're going to kind of stir fry this for a little bit. Make sure it's not too hot. But wishing you had smell-o-vision yet again. I got to tell you, with the revenues we're making off that YouTube now, it'll be only a matter of centuries before we can afford the smell-o-vision. But you keep watching, you keep clicking those ads too. Then after about 2 minutes, you're going to add those potatoes. Remember those potatoes? It seems like a long time ago. You're going to let these guys get in. You're going to let this mix up for about another couple minutes. So I'm mixing this up, and I'm looking at it going, I think it's missing a little something. And I think that something is some peas. So I got a few frozen peas here I'm going to mix in. So we're going to mix this up, and then we're going to let it cool down. Then we're going to work the dough, put it in. We'll have samosas. Crazy, huh? You're going to cook like a bastard. So after you get your fillings all done, it's probably been about 20 minutes, and it's time to play with the dough just a little bit here. So I'm just going to work it here, and you need to take it out and just knead it for a little bit. It's good to feel kneaded, isn't it? Flip it around. Use the heel of your hand to know that you knead. I'm going to throw this in my bowl again, cover it up, let it sit, and we'll be back. Alright, so you let your dough settle for a second time. Remember, we put it into a little log, and then we're going to just kind of make that log a little more log-worthy. We're going to cut them into, maybe 1.5 inch sections here, a little more than an inch. We're going to roll them into little circles. And they don't need to be perfect circles, because they're perfect circles. Yeah, that's not bastard-like, is it? There, perfect circle. There are other ways to do it. Some people use a coffee can. They roll out all their dough and use a coffee can. Some people use pre-purchased dough. I think it's just kind of fun doing it this way. Yeah, if they're not perfect, that's love. I think this one looks more like a pony than anything else. Ever want a pony? Not really me, but I can make them. I can make them with samosa shells. So after you take your assortment of circles here, you want to cut them in half. And when they're as symmetrical color as this, it's easy to figure out which half is half. Simple as that. Now we're going to figure out how to fill them. I love having the filling back here because it is so tasty smelling. As you can see, you don't really have to use fine art to put these things together. So I'm taking my little filling here, about a tablespoon maybe, putting in here. And then I'm just going to fold it in half, maybe seal it up with a little bit of water here. And just seal my way around. I got a little samosa. Let's do that again, and I think I'm going to put a little more dough in it this time. When I say dough, I mean filling. That's too much though. Fold in half, just moisten the outside. Make sure you seal it, because you're going to be frying these. Now some people bake them, we're going to be frying these. And you can put a little border around here. You know, not as fancy as the empanadas we made. Well, it's pretty easy. This one is going to be a challenge though. Let's see how we can pull this together. Again, have fun. You know, it doesn't quite work right? Yeah, what the heck. But you can make it work. Adapting. Having fun and having the oddest shaped samosa you've ever seen. Yeah. But I bet it's going to work. Not bad. Again, I love this assortment we have. It kind of really shows the freedom you can have with your cooking and kind of the philosophy of the Cook Like a Bastard kitchen. We're going to heat up some oil and we're going to fry these babes. Here and cook like a bastard. So we've heated up our oil, and as you can see on these guys, we've kind of made them look a little prettier with some fork edging. Then we're just going to put these into our oil. Now some people bake them. I like it better this way. Always be careful when you're using oil. It's hot oil. You can see these guys start to brown up just a little bit. And you flip them over. Doesn't take too long. That's really all there is to it. I mean, now take these out and let them drain, and then we're going to get to eat them. How simple is that? Samosas. Easy homemade samosas here on Cook Like a Bastard. This is going to be great with your meal, or great with your favorite chutney, maybe a mint and coriander chutney, maybe. I know where you can get one of those too, right here on Cook Like a Bastard. We'll be right back. So it's great to pair up samosa with a chutney. I'm using a mint and cilantro chutney that we whipped up here, and this has a little zip to it, so we'll see how this whole thing's going to work. He cooks like a bastard. Wow. Can't get enough of the green stuff, can you? It's our delicious chutney and samosas here on Cook Like a Bastard. Like a bastard today.